Hello. Today I was going to be putting some stickers on my box and working on the brakes on my Jeep Grand Cherokee. So first let's get the stickers done. I got two sets of stickers today. One from Scott and Tara Tyndall for their home shop. I got a couple stickers. I really like both of them. I think I'm going to put the bigger one on the box. So that's going to go right there. That looks good. Okay, so there's Scott and Tara's. Okay, then I got two from Steve Lang with Shark River Machine. I was going to put the bigger one up right here. Thank you for the stickers. Okay, today I was going to be working on my brakes on my Grand Cherokee. Replacing the hoses and the calipers and put new brakes on it before I give it to my nephew. I'm also looking into an ABS light issue. So while I'm around here, I'm looking at the tone rings, the sensors, the plugs, since I'm pulling them out anyway, and just checking things. So that's going to be on this video. Let's get to it. These lines are being replaced. Okay, a lot of people hate these little clips. Here's a little trick. If you have the Scotch-Brite Rolac for cleaning over the wheel studs, just put that on your little cordless drill and spit them out. There you go. So let's go around and lube everywhere that we're going to be doing. Now what I was going to do is put the reservoir for my Harbor Freight system on, which I really like. Make sure the bottle's off. Put it down and open the valve. And it's kind of like a water bottle. When it starts going down, it'll just glug air up in there. First thing I was going to do is break this. It's been soaking in coil for a while, so it's a 3/8. There you go. And there you go. I know it's broken, so let me just snug it up a little bit real quick. So I don't want to move this too far back. Now I'm going to work on getting this clip out. That's been soaking too. And a good stiff set of needle nose help. Okay, that'll come out. That's going to leak when I get it off. Okay, let me take this off and get ready to cap it. Here's my cap. 3/8. Down in this tray here, because I know that's going to leak. And I get these OTC Tools plugger sets. Let's see if I can get that on an angle where you can see it. It goes there, that goes there. Squeeze a little bit and go like that. The set's not cheap, but it works. Next thing I was going to do is put this hose on. And it goes with this away from the caliper. So I'm going to put that in there, and it's indexed. Let me see if I can get this in here like this. There you go. So that's in there, and I'll get ready to put this back on with the open-end wrench that I just had under here. Okay, now that that's on, I'm going to put this brake line back on, and then I'm going to plug this end with one of these other OTC devices. I have that ready, 3/8. Pull that out, that's clear. Usually I use this for just breaking it, but the hell, I might grunt down on it a little bit. Okay, so there you go. That's on. And then you'll notice if I take this off, it'll start to gravity bleed. There you go. I just set that right there. That usually stops it up fine. Okay, here's another one for you. You take your cores down and get new calipers. I'm doing brakes all the way around on this. You get them back, and some people put them on backwards. They'll just think that they're the same. You know, they look identical, but one of these things ain't like the other. Basically, the difference is where the bleeder screws are. You always want to put calipers on so that the bleeder screw is up. So just looking at this, you could see that this would want to be in this orientation so that this is up. If you put it in this orientation, if the bleeder screw was down, you would never get all the air out of it. It would be trapped up here by the top of the line. So that's what you do. So if in doubt, just go over to where it goes and set the one on, or just visualize what it would be. And if the bleeder screw's on the bottom, you got it wrong, and it goes on the other one. Okay, I use these temporary, and then I can put these on. This little thing rocks. Okay, that gets torqued to real caliper ankle bolt 75. A couple drops of blue Loctite. Okay, these have anti-squeal pads on them already. That goes like that. I like to start things with my fingers. Torqued. Torqued. This next thing is a pain in the butt, especially if it's a new spring. What I like to do is I'll hook it on there, put that under there, and have it shoot out at you. Make sure you wear eye protection and have a fast eye so you can see where it goes flying if it doesn't go in. So I hate the ones with these springs, especially new ones. If you have old springs, you're good. But this thing's going to go flying a couple times probably before I get it on there. Just get it, squeeze the hell out of it, hold that in there. Come on. See the way that wants to cock? Okay, come on, you. This might go flying. Thank God. I hate that design. So I like any other type of brake except. Make sure I got a drip pan under there. Put that through, put this through, bring it down, and start working on it. That's it. Clicky, clicky. 23. Then I like to take my Harbor Freight vacuum bleeder. I'm going to just hang it here. I take that end off of it. It tends to leak. So what I'm going to do is I just like to shove that over there. It gets a better seal. Take my wrench here. Then what I like to do is just crack it and do a little gravity bleed on it. And you'll see that start to come up. After a while. Yeah, I found with these, you know, you do the vacuum bleed, but you know, for this right now, I'm just going to let the gravity take over, and you'll see a couple bubbles come up. When it gets up to here, I'll tighten it. And you notice the bleeders on the top. There you go. Okay, I'm going to put a vacuum on this and then crack open that valve, and you'll see something. The thing with the vacuum bleeder is when you crack this, you're going to get air coming through these threads, and you're going to see lots of bubbles. Vacuum one, cracked, and there you see lots of bubbles. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but you do see lots of bubbles. Okay. Okay, I just sealed that off again, and everybody's going to tell you, oh, you put some Sil-Glide under there. Let's try that. I'm probably going to get it on this. Oh, put some oil under there. Here's Sil-Glide, which is this is what you want to use for slide pins. What it does is it just sucks this stuff through there too. This doesn't work. Okay, here we go again. There's bubbles again. So what I found I do is I just open it up, I let it run for a while until I know it's bled, and I'll say, okay, that's definitely bled after, you know, 30 seconds or a minute or so. And I'll snug it down, and then while it's still a vacuum, I'll pull that off, so that way it basically cleans itself out. Now we're going to put these back on. This goes here. This one goes down here. And this cap goes on the bleeder. This is going out tonight, actually. Right. Okay, here's the brake hose, and the ABS wire is attached to it, and then it plugs in right here underneath where the brake line attaches in. This is going to be a mess. I'm looking at the ABS system anyway, so I'm going to drop this. And the other thing I noticed is the shielding is missing off of the wire here. So I'm going to check the wiring here to see if there's an issue. But here, let me drop this stuff down real quick. These plugs you can put your finger under, but when you get older and you start getting a little bit of arthritis in your hand, I buy a lot of OTC stuff. This stuff is these little clip tools like this and this make some of these really easy, especially when you can't get to them. So here, let me do that. You just put it under there, and that lifts it up and pulls that out of the way. Next thing is these, and what I found is these little hose things that you're supposed to use to disconnect hoses. Just put that in there and pop it, because I don't know what kind of nylon they use on that, but I'll tell you what, it's a pain. So there, that's off. This way, get down on the bottom of that, squeeze and pull. There you go, that's out of there. So we got this up and out of the way. Now let me break this line 3/8. Let me put a pan under this, because this is going to make a mess. Come on, you. Okay, that's broken. Let me get a wrench in there I can spin. One. That's where these line wrenches come in so handy. You can always get on them. This is where you get drenched in brake fluid. What was that, 10 millimeter? Of course, this is an American car. Of course it's metric. Okay, get your pan under here because it's going to make a mess. Let's get that off. Put the pan under there. Oh, there's a clip here. There you go. Go there. That up. Go like this maybe. Bring that through. Okay, take your new brake line out of the box. Make sure it looks the same. That's the same. Okay, let's start fishing it in. Open that up, put that in there, clamp it down, put that in there. And put this up in here. Okay. That's just snug. Let me put this wrench in there. There you go. Dry that off. Pull that off until it starts gravity bleeding.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
There you go. That's gravity bled. Just put a little new Loctite on these. Usually I put the clips on when this is mounted in a vise, but oh well. And if you put grease on them, usually you put it down here, but this is painted, so I'm not too overly concerned. And you don't grease where the shoes ride on these. There you go. Yeah, for some reason I usually do that with this in the vise. There you go. If you feel more comfortable, tap it on. And what that does is, and I always match it up, I'm not proud. I'll match it up with the inside one and see how that is. So that's the one that goes to the piston, and when the pad wears to the point that it starts hitting this, it makes a wee sound. One with this goes on the inside, and again, you don't need grease in here. That's what these slides are for. And then this one's on the outside. I'm almost embarrassed to say this to you, and don't take it the wrong way. Make sure the pad side is in. I've seen people install these backwards. A little bit of Loctite. Notice the bleeders on the top. Take a look until it goes. Good. Put one of these on there. Have the other one standing by. Put your grip pan underneath. One through, one on the other side. Bring it up and get it in. Okay. There you go. Okay, let's put that on there. 10mm for this front. Crack it. So it rises and I can see it come up. Maybe you'll see it with the backlight. Like I said, I just let that gravity bleed. I don't know if you could see it right here. Okay. Open it. And I think you can see all the bubbles. All those bubbles are coming through the threads. Okay. Put the cap on, and you're pretty much good to go with these. Okay, pushing these on with your thumbs is also kind of fun. Best way I found is take a flat head screwdriver, set it like that, bring that up, and just squeeze it in. I pushed that back on and plugged it in already. Those wires looked good. Giving this thing away, I'm not going to worry about shielding up there. Okay, now that's done. Shut the valve off. Lift that up. And what I found is just tilt it to bleed that out of there. Get that out of there. And put the cap back on. Good to go. Okay, well, another job done. Brakes are working fine. Car stops quickly. The ABS light went off. I tried to hook my Blue Driver scan tool to this, and even though it says it'll read the ABS codes on this year Jeep, it won't. There's very few code scanners that will read a Jeep ABS or Chrysler ABS. The cheapest one is about $250. So, and I don't have that. The blue driver does pretty much everything I need to do. So what I did is I just went around and cleaned all the connectors, inspected everything, blew out, inspected all the tone rings and sensors, and once that was done, took it down the road, and in a few minutes the light went out, which is always a good thing. So another job done. Not sure if I'll be doing another video on this car. This might be it, and then I'm giving it away. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.